Now let's name this y1 and this is y2. Now if these two lines are perpendicular to each other, this means that they intersect at 90 degrees. But most importantly, you need to know that when they're perpendicular, so you know that 2m, which is m1 times m2, the two gradient times together must be equal to -1. This is here. Okay, so make sure you remember this for me. Two lines that perpendicular, their gradient time together must be equal to -1. So let's have a look at these two lines here. Are they perpendicular to each other? Let's see. So we know the fact that is if they're perpendicular to each other, so two gradient time together must equal to -1. Otherwise, they are not. So first of all, the gradient of this is a half. And the gradient of this line here, m equal -2. So if we time together m1 times m2, let's name this m1, this is m2. So we time together a half times minus a half. Sorry, a half times -2, so equal -1. So therefore, m1 times m2 -1, so therefore they are perpendicular. These two lines here. So first of all, I already know m1 is -2 because is remember in the form of gradient intercept form mx plus b. So I don't have to do anything. Now with this one is in general form, so I need to rearrange in gradient intercept form. So 2y is equal to, I move the 4x on the side, same as this y. So 4x move on the other side is -4x. Plus 5 move on that side become -5. I divide everything by 2, so which is divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. So y is equal to -2x minus 5/2 or 2.5. So this gradient here, m2 is -2. So m1 times m2 is equal to -2 times -2, which is 4. So therefore, they're not perpendicular. Remember, the two gradient times together must be equal to -1 if they are perpendicular. So therefore, they are not perpendicular. Now, these two lines here. So first of all, I rearrange in gradient intercept form first. So I move this on this side to see whether they're perpendicular or not. So this means 2x minus 6 is equal to 3y. Then I divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So therefore, I write as y equal 2/3x minus 2. That's one equation. So that means the gradient m1 is 2/3. Now this one, I can move this on this side, the y, -y, because it's negative, I move over, become positive. The -7 move on that side. So minus y, move over, become positive y. So I just write y equal 5x plus 7. So the gradient of this is 5. So m1 times m2, let's name this m2. So m1 times m2 is equal to 2/3 times 5. So which is 10/3. So therefore, they're not perpendicular because they're not equal to -1. So therefore, they are not perpendicular. Now, this question here. Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to y equal -3x plus -2x plus 3 and passes through point 1 minus 1. So we need to find the perpendicular equations to this line here. So as soon as you know the word perpendicular, this means that m1 times m2 must be -1 to find the gradient first. So remember the rule, step number 1, I find the point x and y. So I already have that. Then I find the gradient. To find the gradient, I know that the first one, m1 is equal to -2. That's the gradient m1. But because we want a gradient that's perpendicular to this equation here, so which means m1 times m2 equal minus 1. So that means minus 2m equal negative 1. So therefore m equal a half. I just divide by minus 2, divide by minus 2. That gives me a half. So therefore, I just rewrite m equal a half. Then I follow this next process, y minus y1 equal m, x minus x1 to find the equation. So I already know the point is 1 minus 1. So now I just substitute in y minus 1, which is, just write it down, equal m. M is a half. And then x minus 1. So what I do, this become a positive, so y plus 1. Now with this equation here, if I times 2 both sides, because I want to get rid of fractions, times 2, so this means that 2y plus 2, because the whole lot times 2, so that 2 is equal to, that cancel out, so it give me x minus 1. If I move on this side, because it's x positive, I make it into general form, so which is x minus 2y, the plus 2 I move on this side, that become minus 2. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So therefore, x minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. That is the equation of the line that perpendicular to this equation, this line here. I can write in general form or I can write in gradient intercept form. Doesn't matter because the question doesn't ask. But when it's fractions, better to write in general form. It's easier. Right, this question here. Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to 2x plus 3y plus 3 equal to 0 and cuts the y-axis at negative 5. So negative 5. So which is, if you like, it can be written as 0 minus 5, if you like. Now, first of all, we know that they're perpendicular to each other. So we can find the gradient by first find the gradient of this line first. So I just write it down. So 2x plus 3y plus 3 is equal to 0. So I move the 2x on this side, 3 on that side. So 3y is equal to minus 2x minus 3. Dividing by 3, that gives you negative 2 over 3x minus 1. So therefore, m1 is equal to minus 2 over 3. So we know that m1 times m2 equal minus 1 because the gradient that perpendicular to this line here. So we have to use this rule. So minus 2 over 3m equal negative 1. I times 3 both sides. Sorry, I run out of space. I start here. So I times 3 both sides. That left with minus 2. M equal negative 3. Then I divide things by minus 2. So that gives you divide minus 2, divide by minus 2. So therefore, I just clear this first. So therefore, M is equal to 3 over 2. So now, you can use these formulas. Y equal mx plus b, because I know the y-intercept is negative 5. So best if you can use this as well. Y equal mx plus b. We already know y-intercept, because y-intercept is, let's say, b minus 5. So that's all. So I just put them in. So that gives me 3 over 2x minus 5. This is gradient intercept form. Of course, I can make it a general form by times everything by 2. See, which is if I want to convert to general form, I times everything by 2. Give me 2y equals 3x, because I times 2. And then times 2 on negative 5, which is negative 10. Then I move 2y on that side. So which is 0 equals 3x minus 2y minus 10. That's the equations of the line. That is perpendicular to 2x plus 3y and plus 3 equal to 0. Thank you so much for watching.